Well, do we have an absolute beautiful overview for you from the latest and greatest I had pieced together just from some different YouTubers, translating from some of our awesome Russian YouTuber friends, Big Blitz YouTubers, and also Tessic. Thank you so much. Another awesome YouTuber gave me permission to use some of this footage here just at the beginning from a video he had released. He also does little leaks and things like that. Go subscribe to his channel. The link is below. Want to give him credit for this. And also the second part, the Russian Big Blitz YouTuber I'm using for footage around this, T57 project, I think is how it's pronounced. Link to his channel below, which is where I also get some of my updates from some of these new latest and greatest things as I'm going through, adding some commentary, translating what they are saying. So look at just how beautiful this looks. Some in-game movement of the T57 Heavy with the new PBR graphics. It just looks awesome. And we have it showcased a couple times in this. Also from T57 project, he's also got a quick clip of it moving around. Now, it's interesting because it doesn't look like there's recoil from the T57 Heavy as it is taking shots with its cannon. So I thought that was kind of interesting, as that was something that has been incorporated a lot. And I'll have to go back and check and see if that is the case already with the old model of the T57 Heavy. But these PBR graphics are looking really good. I'm loving the direction that Wargaming is going and really stepping up their game. And even just a highlight going in and some gameplay of the 60 TP, even some of these other Polish tanks that T57 project is going in and talking about. Once again, they look like very good, capable tanks. I love that derpy aspect. It almost kind of has this feel when watching, getting a just getting an overall feel for these. It's like when you combine the E100 with like an IS-4 almost. It just looks really good. So in the tech tree at tier 6, you're gonna have the 40 TP. Then obviously the puddle, but that's the premium. That won't be part of the tech tree, and that's not a heavy. Then you have the tier 7, the 45 TP. And you'll have to let me know. I don't know exactly what TP stands for, but all of the heavy tanks of the Polish line that will be in the European nation tech tree do have that TP at the end of their number. You have the tier 8, the 53 TP. Then you have the tier 9, which is the 50 TP. Now it's kind of interesting how the tier 8 has a higher number than the tier 9. I don't necessarily know why that is either. If you guys know, I'd be really curious. Let me know in the comments below. And then you have the famous 60 TP at tier 10. I mean, just look at how beautiful this looks. I think just from looking at some of the gameplay, it's really going to add quite an advantage. So here we go, now going into the T57 project YouTube video and how he's talking about the tank, the Polish line. He was going in and was able to test this out on the test server, and I think even some YouTubers like Droodles and things of that nature were able to do that as well. And they look really good and capable. Wargaming, I think, has done a ton of work with these things, and a lot of people within these test rooms that were able to go in, and you can see just some of how that armor profile works in action. And even though there are a lot of 60 TPs firing at each other and against each other, there are some other tanks, and you can see just the penetration values and just what it kind of is like as these tanks come against and across each other. So he's highlighting right now the 60 TP in some replays. He is going through just some of the stats of these different tanks. Not so much in detail, just kind of some quick overview and just how they feel. And just a little bit of gameplay too on how the tier 9, tier 8, and he does show that a little bit here as well. So just kind of getting a feel, my experience with playing Blitz, seeing these replays, it's really nice. It looks like you can put yourself into some pretty good positions. As he's coming up and even trying to aim, you can see for such a derpy cannon, it's kind of what you would expect. But it is really nice with that lower profile, that very strong upper glacier, that very strong turret, and being able to just crest those hills, get your sights in on your enemy, being able to get those shots off. I mean, it really, really looks nice. So once again, as mentioned with other YouTubers and on my previous video, there are going to be also special consumables for these tanks as well, like their special tungsten shells, being able to help increase the average damage, which is actually pretty cool. Now, in World of Tanks PC, the 60 TP has more of the same average damage as the E100. It's not the case here in Blitz, and I want to say the reason why they had added this, I guess, consumable, or these tungsten shells, so to say, is to maybe help give it that feel, because it does help increase your average damage. However, it does shave off the ability by 5% to get that max roll. So even though it does help increase that average damage, yeah, like I said, you just won't be able to like completely get that max roll the same way you would as if you weren't using those tungsten shells. So good armor profile, pretty good maneuverability for being a heavy tank, and just showcasing even just some of the other lower tiers, they also look like pretty good tanks. Now, it looked like the whole armor, and I had mentioned this in some of my previous videos, doesn't look as strong with the tier 7 and 8. It's not until you really hit tier 9 and 10 that you get that really strong upper glacial hull. The upper glacial hull of those lower tier Polish heavies doesn't seem to be too hard to penetrate. However, they do have a pretty good strong turret still. So pretty awesome to see just some of this gameplay encountering just some other tanks, what it's like on the battlefield, getting kind of that 360-degree rotation of the Polish heavy tanks in this introduction. So anyway, I had to share this. I'm really excited for some of these upcoming changes. Want to bring you guys some of the latest and greatest, help translate maybe some of these things for you guys that are being announced. And they also do a comparison here, just kind of showing, getting an idea of the speed. Now, I actually forgot to look into this, so I'm not exactly sure if they're comparing the collectible from the event, the tier 9 and its maneuverability versus like the tech tree maneuverability. I actually forgot to translate that part and look into it. But I mean, they're looking pretty good, and I think they're going to be an excellent addition to the game. I know it's really funny when new tech tree tanks come out, we're going to see battles of everyone in the new tier 7. Obviously it's going to be more XP than when they do introduce like new tier 1s when a tech tree comes out. And once again, here is the T57 PBR graphics. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this vid. Subscribe, give a like. This is the Muffin here. You guys stay cool and keep tanking.
Поэтому бомбить на этот счет все-таки не будем. Ну и теперь подводим итоги. Что можно сказать? рассказать про польскую тяжелую ветку. Обалденные аппараты. Господа, качайте смело. 10 же уровень и вовсе доставил просто нереальные